Ain't none come for free. Ain't my company. That's how I stomp my feet. How I rock this beat. How I sing my song. No, I bring it strong. How I use my voice. Ain't like I got much choice. That's how I bring it. Only way I know how, now I bring it. When I plant my seed, make sure it goes deep. Make sure that I feed everything it needs. Ripping where I'm from, when that harvest comes, shortage or delay, ain't no other way. That's how I bring it. Only way I know how, now I bring it. Bring it, I'll bring it.
Wow.
Started out rocking. Thanks, man.
What's going on, brother?
Oh, you know, staying busy.
Damn,
Trying to catch my breath.
I'm so glad to see you, man.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you, man.
All the way down from Island Pond.
That region, yes, the Northeast Kingdom.
Whew. A little bit of shitty roads on the way.
Yeah, there's definitely some construction going on out there, and I was doing good the first half, and I got stuck behind. I can't remember what it's called, some milk semi of sorts.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Those
going
suck.
45 in the 50.
Oh, I love those.
Like, I just want to go 52. Come on.
Yeah.
I was making good pace here.
You just want to drive 55.
I can't. Yeah.
Dude, I'm so happy to see you, man. It's been what now, a year?
Yeah, I think it was right before the last concert in the park series I did last summer.
Yeah,
probably
so late summer.
June, July, something
Yeah,
like that.
so a little bit less than a year.
Yeah.
How you been, my man?
Oh, man, staying busy. Good to be having a little bit more of a busy schedule again.
Yeah.
Basically, the end of May is when things started kicking off more. But, yeah, I'm, like, pretty busy playing gigs till about October at this point. I want to say.
I remember that was one of the things you and I were chatting about last time. Is that you were feeling optimistic. You were pretty positive that things were picking up, but you were really looking for a point where you could get like flat out busy.
Yes. Well, and that's the whole thing, because like, you know, I didn't move here till end of 2017, so like all of 2018, 19, I played like as much as possible.
Yeah.
Practically anywhere and everywhere they let me, and even playing for less sometimes.
Yeah.
And that really built up a name.
Yeah.
So by 2020, things are really starting to look good, and then,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
pandemic happened and all that stuff. So it's been kind of just like a slow progress of getting back to how busy I almost was, and it's starting to feel more like it.
I think many musicians can relate to that.
Yeah.
They're finally finding that outlet where they can purge their creativity, their art.
Absolutely. And it's great because like a lot of the shows, the venues reached out to me, so it was kind of all these years of working hard and constantly doing stuff online too.
Yeah,
helps
man.
a lot, keeping your name alive.
Right.
So yeah, a lot of these gigs, they reached out to me or they were booked, 2 to 3 months ago,
Yeah.
lining up the summer and whatnot.
You are outstanding with your social media presence, my man.
Thanks, man.
You do a hell of a job with that. You do it all. You're clickety clicking. You're editing. You're putting stuff together. You're producing stuff, and you're marketing yourself very well.
Yeah, that was another thing. Most of 2019, I was working with a guy who kind of helped me do online marketing more, which I already have like just years of experience of trying to get people to come out to shows and
Sure.
paying attention to what works online. But
Right.
somebody actually put into how to use like ads properly and
Yeah.
how to target people a little bit better.
That stuff gets
So
heavy.
It's a slow progress, but it pays off if
Yeah.
you're really dedicated
Yeah.
to it.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
And it's always changing.
Yes, it is.
So you got to
Yes, it
learn
is.
something anyways.
Tell me about this cigar box. Tell me about this thing that you're playing, which is so badass. I'm assuming that there's some history here that goes way back.
Not a ton, but so this is the fourth. Well, this is the second one I got. I got 4 of them now, and this is made. So this guy named Mark May, he's out of Wisconsin. He's kind of like the hemp guy of Wisconsin. Wisconsin's still nothing's legal there, or whatever.
Wow.
I played Hemp Fest way back in 2013. He put it on, and we just kind of became buddies. And he actually gifted this. This is the only cigar. Well, actually, no, that's not true. But he gifted this one to me. I didn't pay for this one last time when I saw him in 2018. And it's the same idea as a cigar box guitar, but this isn't an actual cigar box. It's just like imitating one, and this is all made out of hemp fiber.
Dude.
So it's like extra solid. And I swear to God, this one sounds the fullest. Like it has the most gut or bass behind it and grittiness,
That's not the same one you had last time you were here, is it?
No, last time I
Was
think
it
I had the
darker?
leather rose
Yeah.
one. Because, I got 2 of them from a guy. It's kind of local. It's out of Plattsburgh, New York. He made me 2 of them. He gave me one, and I bought one. And then I got another one from a guy from Wisconsin. So 2 from New York, 2 from Wisconsin.
That's
and,
awesome, dude.
They're kind of slightly more fragile than your regular instruments, so I tend to beat up most of my instruments.
Yeah.
So this one's like standing the test of time so far.
And it's got a pickup in it. Which
Oh
is
yeah,
so
for sure.
cool,
They all
man.
do. They gotta have to because
Yeah.
they sound pretty dull by themselves,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So why we have so much to talk about, but why a cigar box? What draws you to that? Why is that your instrument? And do you play the guitar also?
Oh yes. I almost avoided getting cigar boxes for a while because I always just like maybe slightly prided myself in like 6 strings are harder to play than 3.
Sure.
Or I have one that has 4.
Sure.
But it's just I've always been kind of like searching and getting closer to this like foot stomping dirty
Yeah.
blues. I think it's kind of swampy blues sound, and so I played slide guitars since like 2009. I've been playing different lap slides, resonator slides, and I guess just finally it kind of lined up where my first cigar box guitar I got in 2018, and that one you can only play with a slide, and so it just kind of all like synced together and fit with like all this material I already had It was like easy to translate
Right.
into cigar box guitars, and it's one of those things like when you pull it out at any show, like people go crazy
Yes.
over it. You know?
Wow, what the hell's that? Yeah. So do you have to play with? So you don't have to play with a slide.
This one you can do both. Yeah. So I have three, or let me think. I have two of them. You can do both, and two of them where the action's higher, and you can only play the notes with a slide. Because if you played it without a slide, it just sounded like it was muted.
Yeah.
And I still play acoustic guitar, two different slide guitars, and sometimes at least one cigar box guitar, sometimes two at each show. So
Wow.
you typically see me playing 4 different instruments at a 3-hour show, give or take.
So speaking of shows, you're going to be skipping across the street here in literally a little while. You're going to be over at the Corey.
Yep, I'm at the Corey Kitchen and Spirits. That's 6 to 8 p.m.
Yep.
That's a free show. I thought maybe they originally planned to have it outside first, but it's kind of a cloudy day.
Yeah.
Because they've had a tendency to book me on Wednesdays when there's usually bigger events going on.
Yes.
Out in the street and whatnot. 'Cause,
Right. We got the farmers market, which is right behind us here.
it's going on right now.
Yes.
Oh, cool. That's all right. I see the sign.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's going on until 6:30 tonight. But yeah, I mean, and do we have gigs on the calendar for Barry that we can drop right now? Because
Absolutely. Really coming up quick. July 7th, that's a Thursday, I'm doing the Concert in the Park series again, Courier Park. This year I'll have my own extra speakers with me. Yes! And I want to say right after that, this isn't Barry, but July 8th, I'm basically playing my biggest show of the summer. I'm playing Jesus Crow Festival at J Peak. I'm opening up for Railroad Earth, G Love, Dark Star Orchestra. And that's like, I've seen all those bands on my own like a decade ago. So it's kind of like a full circle opening for these. But I kicked the festival off Friday night, July 8th. I think I play at 7 p.m. And then Railroad Earth is right after me. And then I'm doing July 30th, I'm doing the Barry Heritage Festival. And they put me literally, I'm the last act right before the fireworks. So I'm going to do something like extra rowdy for that one. It'd be like fireworks right afterwards.
That's fantastic. Where's the Jesus Crow Fest?
That's at J Peak Resort, which they always show me love. I've been playing their, Winter Resort Ski Lodge series for years.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do Jesus Crow 2020, but it got canceled.
And who's playing right after you? Railroad?
Railroad Earth. They're an awesome, like, jam bluegrassy band. And then if you know G Love, he's from Philly. He's been around for a while. Dark Star Orchestra, they're like basically the best Grateful Dead cover band that exists.
Yeah.
And there's also
G Love, like Special Sauce.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep. See, the original one, 2020, it was going to be G Love, Yonder Mountain String Band, Devil Makes Three, and the original Wailers, like as a Bob Marley and the Wailers. But that got canceled.
Giving me
2020.
goosebumps, man.
And that was cool too. That they were like, "Hey, we had you booked 2 years ago, and everything fell apart, so we're going to invite you back." And Beg Steer Barrow, they're a Vermont bluegrass band. They're playing too, Jesus Crow.
Damn.
So that's going to be dope. And I think,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, so the main Barry ones are July 7th and July 30th, and I don't know when I'm back here. I'm usually bouncing around between Gustos, or I do the Ladder One occasionally.
Yes.
But, I'm back at Corey Kitchen in August too. Yeah, so
all right.
Maybe I'll just come back here for
Dude,
that
that's
too.
so great, man. How is it up in Island Pond? How is the winter up there?
It's a little extra long, a little extra cold, but it's nothing. I'm from Wisconsin, so it's nothing I'm not really used to. But man, my schedule slowed down a ton this winter, and I don't even know. I was playing only like a couple shows a month or whatever. But
Did you do some writing?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what, especially in this type of area, I use the winter to not only practice more, but write more, record more, kind of regroup.
Yeah.
And you're slowly working out your ultra set for the summer, and being that I play so many different places, I could kind of play a similar set a lot, and I'm not seeing the same people. And then by the next time around, I'll have something completely different. Well, not completely, but you know what I mean. So.
And your wife and your little girl, right?
Yep.
All doing well.
Great. We do therapies with her every day, so that keeps me like super busy. And
that's wonderful.
And we're getting great results from it, but that leaves me even more. Like when I do over 2 or 3 shows a week, it's like cutting into that.
Yeah.
And another awesome thing too. Even though I'm playing slightly less, they're paying me more, so it works out.
That's really cool.
Even though it's $6 a gallon or whatever, but
Sure. How'd you get to Vermont from Wisconsin? What's the story there?
Oh man, there's a big gap between there. My partner's originally from St. Jay. My wife, pretty much. We're not technically married. And we met in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we both were kind of like vagabond travelers. And so when we hooked up, we went to Northern California first. We spent a lot of time in Colorado, New Mexico, and I think we've been to 46 states together. And we always, like I said, we'd always come back because her family's always been here. We'd come back for like 2 weeks, sometimes 2 months, like if it's a winter holiday.
Yeah.
And then we'd also go visit my family in Wisconsin. I got family in Georgia.
Yeah.
We kind of made our own friend families in Northern California and Colorado. So we spent like 2012 to 2017 just all over the country.
Dude,
really.
That's so great, man.
I mean, 2 years we're in California. So
how old are you?
I'm 37.
37. And look at all of the traveling, how much of America you've seen.
Yes, and I'm so glad I did it in my 20s when I had the chance, and I didn't hesitate, and something was calling me to do it, you know what I mean? And
beautiful.
And a lot of people, people like, I don't know, show more doubt or discouragement than encouragement sometimes, but
yes,
it's almost like now people understand, now that I can make a living, what it was all about. But I guess I was trying to all along, but it takes a while.
Sure. So. Did you do some street performing with the Cigar Box?
See, I didn't get the Cigar Box until 2018.
All
so
right.
Then it was a lot of acoustic guitars, slide guitars. I do banjo.
On the street? On the street?
Yeah, for sure. Wow. I've played Boulder, Pearl Street, Asheville, random place in Ohio.
Asheville, North Carolina?
Asheville, North Carolina. Outside of Nashville, not actually in Nashville. Knoxville. That's Knoxville, Tennessee. Quite a few places. Overall, I've always kept a consistency of playing shows.
Yeah.
And like in California, like farmers markets were my bread and butter. Like there's so many farmers markets to play.
That's right.
And so I've played almost like, I feel like anywhere you could think of, you know what I mean? Like even a theater on occasion. But
you ought to drop your box right over here behind me, about 50 yards behind me, for the farmers market, man, if you have time. But play us another tune, man. I know you're mostly an original music guy. I think
that's another thing that with the lockdown, almost before it, I was doing up to like 50% covers, but like I just started writing and recording so much, and I got super rusty at playing covers that when I started getting back in the swing of things, I was just like, this is what I'm kind of in it for anyways. Like I want to push my original stuff, and I do like about 90% originals now, and fortunately had nothing but damn good feedback. And some places are different than others, but overall it's like people are requesting songs much less, and people are just enjoying the show,
enjoying what you're doing.
You know what I mean?
That's so cool, man. It's I love the reference to swamp blues that you made, swamp rock.
And see, I didn't even realize that till a little bit later, but it's always like a sound I've been going for, like slide guitars and gritty, dirty blues sound and harmonicas. That's all swampy to me. And like I said, I got family in Georgia, so that's my mom's born and raised from Georgia, so she still has a southern accent. So maybe it's all just that's where it comes from.
I love it, man. Yeah, play us something. Set us up. What are we gonna hear?
This is a song called "Blade of Grass," and it's kind of about how newer appliances don't work as well as old ones, but it's also slightly metaphoric for, I guess, people don't work. No. Blade of Grass. Said they surely don't take them like they used to. They used to be bulletproof. I stick you with glue, call it new. Man, I'm only speaking the truth. Everything made for convenience, nothing made with a conscience. I surely didn't think of the consequence. Man, it don't make much sense. I ain't trying to go back and live in the past. But these modern things, they seem to break so fast. Yeah, it used to be built and made to last. Well, we used to be green as a blade of grass. As a blade of grass. Surely don't make it like they used to. Man, take a look at the youth. I ain't trying to step on nobody's shoes. Man, I'm only speaking the truth. Now everyone becomes so sensitive. It's like we're even more primitive. I ain't much of a coincidence. So many illiterate. I ain't trying to go back and live in the past. But these modern things seem to break so fast. They used to be built and made to last. Well, we used to be green as a blade of grass. As a blade of grass. As a blade of grass. A blade of grass. Said they surely don't make them like they used to. Man, do you need more proof? From the cars to machines and everything between. Man, I'm only speaking the truth. But I ain't trying to go back and live in the past. Yeah, these modern things, they seem to break so fast. Yeah, they used to be built and made to last. Well, we used to be green as a blade of grass. As a blade of grass.
Yes, sir.
It's my old man song. Showing my age.
I love it. You know, I'm sitting here listening to that, and I'm thinking of the cars that they built back in the, well, mostly the 50s. It seemed like 50s and 60s.
Actual steel, metal.
Yeah, the dashboards, everything.
No plastic.
The way the doors closed was like,
right. Even like into the 70s, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well into the 70s.
Well, I think I actually wrote that after like a second or third washing machine, newer one stopped working.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just like, we might just go get an old used one that still works. It's going to last 30 years.
But now you can set a delay start on it and all the fancy bells and whistles. I know what you're saying, dude. I've said this many times. There's nothing like the way things used to be built.
Well, and especially with cars, there's like a sensor for everything. So
That's
you're not replacing a part. You're actually, the computer's telling you this. And it's actually working on car. I would do a lot of my own mechanics of it. It's not that a lot of it's replacing a bad part with a good part. It's not rocket science, a lot of it. But
I'm still kicking myself in the ass that I got rid of that mustard yellow 73 Chevy pickup.
Oh, damn.
And I'm still kicking myself that I got rid of that 70 Olds Cutlass.
You just had to?
This haunts me. It still bothers me.
Yeah.
Man, that's great.
You got good memories with it.
I do. What's up with the box there? What is that called? What's the story there with the stomp box?
Yeah, it's called a stomp box. There's different versions of them I've seen with other one-man bands. This is definitely my own kind, and it's just plywood and 2x4s. And
you made this?
I did not, but I know how to, obviously. But my buddy Kyle did. He's out of Milwaukee too, and it's hollow in the inside, so there's a square hole on my left side. And when I play live, I'll put a kick drum mic in there, give it that extra thump. I mean, actually, at the quarry, I might not even do the kick drum mic because it sounds pretty loud by itself. And
my God,
that's a smaller place. But yeah, I've had this thing since beginning of 2013. That's when I started doing.
It's like a
one-man band.
It's like a cajon for your feet.
Yeah, basically.
That's cool. So the one-man band thing, and you're known as Jacob Green, the one-man band guy. Were you the kid that could rub your belly and tap your head at the same time?
No, I was not. I guess I was the kid who could be like seriously daydreaming and still paying attention just enough to pass the class.
I like that.
Because I like education, but if I'm not interested in it, I'm just going to start dozing off.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
Or the kid, I could memorize things real quick just in time for the test, and then you kind of forget about it later. But I probably had ADD or whatever. Fortunately, my mom didn't put me on any pills or anything. But I guess when I was in second grade, I was in the front of the class, and I was like so wild that I had to go. My desk had to go to the back of the class, basically. And I don't even remember that. Like, I ran into my second grade teacher, and she says that. But so I think a lot of it's almost just like I've always just been an active person. So, I mean, before I was doing the one-man band, I was playing with, like, a pretty fast kind of, like, gypsy folk bluegrass band.
Wow.
So that was, like, very energetic, too. I just wasn't stomping. I was just playing my guitar, like, super fast. And so it's always been a part of me. And I have some slower material. I actually like to start out most of my sets nice and slow with the slower stuff, kind of ease into it, and I'll build up to the rowdier stuff. But, overall, I probably have more danceable foot stomping stuff, and people respond a little bit more to that. But it depends on the crowd. Some people are like, "You're stomping too loud, buddy."
The look on your face when you're singing, you're playing, you're in a spot, you're in an area where it's very raw, very raw.
It's I guess I'm in my zone, so to speak, and I mean. That's, to me, with music, it's always just been something that's very pure. It's very, it comes from a pure spot. I've never really tried to write songs that cater to anybody except for my own taste.
Do you get do you get people that say, "Oh man, I hear a little bit of Dusty in you. I hear a little bit of ZZ Top." Yeah,
for sure. I mean, all sorts of different references, but
and some of that, I'm sure, is the distortion.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing, too. I only really do distortion with the cigar box guitars. I usually save them for the later in the set. I do put some effects on my acoustic or slide guitars, but they're not, like, distorted in a sense. This material I'm playing specifically, since I only have the cigar box with me at the moment, it's definitely more of the rowdy stuff. But even playing acoustic, I got some stuff that's pretty rowdy and get you going, but,
How's the garden? That was one of my questions I was going to ask you.
Doing great, man. We, like I said, we got 4 greenhouses. We have 2 pretty big size in-ground gardens with rows. We already got chard, kale, tons of tomatoes, peppers, carrots, herbs planted, and what kind
of herbs do you have planted?
I was referring more to like dill and fennel, but I also have those legal herbs, of course.
Yes.
But I only grow the legal amount of, obviously. But, what was I going to say? Oh, we raised chickens for our own meat.
Yes.
And we literally just got our chicks yesterday. So we have 80 of them this year, and you usually you lose a certain amount regardless, so hopefully we'll end up with like over 60.
Yeah.
By, they basically go to like September or so, but
I
haven't bought any chicken in like over 2 years.
Yeah.
Because all of our own.
A friend of mine had a bear take a couple of his chickens yesterday, right in the middle of the day.
Oh, dang.
You got to watch the bear. You got to watch the hawks. You got to watch the fox.
See, the bear, I think the animals are moving more because more people are coming here.
Yeah.
You
That's
see all these plots of land. All of a sudden, the houses popped up. Where is that?
Yeah, right. Is this where the roots are going to go for Jacob Green and family, Vermont?
Most likely. I mean, at least till my daughter's probably at least a teenager. She's going to be 5 in October. So I'd say we're here at least another decade, I would imagine.
That's cool.
We we definitely want to travel with her when we get the opportunity. And I used to do like slightly mini tours to Wisconsin and back, but now I don't even really have time for it.
Yeah.
I'm doing a mini tour. The whole family, we're going down Labor Day weekend. I'm doing a little weekend tour in Massachusetts, like playing 4 shows over the weekend.
Whereabouts in Mass?
It's Worcester.
Yeah.
One right in, it's Everett, not Boston, and I can't even remember the rest right now.
No kidding.
But, yeah, it's all on the schedule.
Wow. Yeah.
I take it 1 week because my wife has her aunt lives there, so we have somewhere to stay while we're there.
Good.
And my shows are only like an hour or so away.
Sure.
And yeah.
And your schedule is you're everywhere. You're on Insta. You're on Facebook.
Yep. I just started doing TikTok, which I'm kind of annoyed with already. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Those are the most consistent. I post stuff, especially YouTube.
You have quite a following. You have quite an audience base, man. It's
Thanks.
Impressive.
Yeah, and a lot of that built up over the years randomly. And then, like I said, when I started doing I don't know if I said this on the air yet, but I started doing more like marketing with working with someone in 2019, right before the pandemic, and that just online built up the numbers a lot, and it taught me how to market more locally and regionally. So I feel like, again, with all these shows, they're reaching out to me. I must be building some type of local following.
Sure.
If I don't have to work as hard at like emailing and reaching out to places to book shows. So
right.
That's always awesome. And shout out to Tracy, who does the Barry Heritage and Barry Concert Series. She's always awesome, showing me love.
Barry Partnership.
I think I've played there since 2000, at least maybe 18, might have been 19. But
yeah.
The Courier Park, I've done it. This will be my 3rd time doing it. So.
Wow. July 7th, Courier Park. July 30th at the Heritage Festival, just before the fireworks. We're chatting with Jacob Green, who's down from Island Pond performing. He's getting ready to head on over to the Quarry here in a few minutes. He's got a show starting at 6 o'clock tonight, 6 to 8 at the Quarry. Get over there, grab a burger, grab a beer, hear some fantastic music, and then just check out his full schedule. It's everywhere. His Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram. July 8th, the Geese and Crow Fest at Jay Peak. He'll be doing, along with Beg, Steal, and Borrow and Railroad Earth. G-Love's going to be there at Jay Peak. That's going to be an amazing gig. Thanks for coming down here, man. Thank you for sharing some time with us. Good luck over at the Quarry. We love you, man.
Thanks for having me. And I appreciate people like you supporting musicians, and keeping podcasts and radio alive. I actually was doing my own little podcast. I haven't been quite as active with it, but that's also Music, the Universal Language. You can find that on YouTube. And
really?
It was just all my episodes would interview different musicians, because I've met tons of musicians over the years of all this traveling too. So there's 29 episodes. A local guy, Todd Pronto's on one of them. And he tells his whole, because what I do is they tell their whole musical background. They're at least an hour long.
Yeah, we know Todd well.
Yeah.
And Sunday Morning Coffee with Todd.
And that's the thing. I don't know how many other shows he's spoke that long or told the full story of everything, because he tells me about Nashville and how he started here, and he used to do the radio thing. And,
oh, yes. That's how I met him.
Todd is definitely, he keeps his name alive.
Yes, he does.
He knows what he's doing.
Yes, right up in the Newport, Derby area. Take us out with something, man, and good luck tonight over at the Quarry. Jacob Green live in the Artist Spotlight here at Aired Out.
Thanks for having me, man. All right, this is the Foot Stomp Boogie, and get a little extra rowdy on this one.
the full stomp boogie. I do the full stomp boogie. I do the full stomp boogie. I do the full stomp boogie. Come on, pretty mama, won't you dance with me? It don't take much to catch this beat. You can clap your hands and slap your knee, or at least just stomp your feet. I do the full stomp boogie. 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 Never had much chance for my ass to dance. I always had this flow when I tap my toes, pulsating rhythm that I can't control. Feeling way down and my body is so free. Gonna go where my mind don't know. Can't tell if it's fast or slow. I do the full stomp boogie. 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 Come on, pretty mama, won't you dance with me? It don't take much to catch this beat. You can clap your hands and slap your knee, or at least just stomp your feet. I do the full stomp boogie. 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 I do the full stomp boogie.